I know. You want to grow your MSP, but actually you barely have enough time to stay on top of the big shows on Netflix, let alone learn how to improve your MSP's marketing. But could you make the time if all you had to do was read or listen to just one single book? Let's dig into a new book that, if you implement the simple ideas inside it, will dramatically improve your marketing. You'll get more attention and ultimately a lot more business for your MSP. What was your lockdown experience like? Well, some people had a terrible experience, of course, but others discovered new things about themselves. So, for example, I discovered a bit of a renewed love of running, which led me to doing a couple of half marathons over the years after. And actually, I lost about 2 stone in weight, which sadly has come back now and doesn't seem to want to go again. But also back then, I fell in love with reading one more time, and I got through tons of books that summer. And one book that I read for the first time ever, which I had been meaning to read for years, was a book called They Ask, You Answer, written by a guy called Marcus Sheridan. And this was instantly an insane book for me, and it resonated with me in every possible way. So I went away and I implemented as much of it as I could in my own business. And I kept telling the MSPs that I was working with that they should do exactly the same. And actually, I decided I had to get Marcus onto my podcast, which finally happened in January 2023. If you want to listen to that episode, Google MSP Marketing Edge and Marcus Sheridan, and you'll find the podcast episode. It's episode 164. And Marcus was very generous with that interview, and he helped to position They Ask You Answer in ways that made it super relevant to MSPs. So I tell you all of this as background, as it helps to explain why I got so excited earlier this year when I heard that Marcus was releasing a new book. It's been billed as They Ask You Answer 3.0. Version 2 was a bit of a refresh of the original book, which came out in about 2019. Whereas this new book is more than just an update. This is a reinvention for the modern age. You see, They Ask You Answer first came out in 2016. That was 9 years ago, and the world has changed dramatically since then, hasn't it? No more so with the AI tools that we have today. And so They Ask You Answer has changed into something new called Endless Customers. That's the name of the new book, and it's available currently as a hardback, but it is also on Audible as well. And you can access more details about the book at a website, endlesscustomers.com. Now, let me be brutally clear about this. You need to read this book, right? This is one of the most valid marketing books that any MSP can read, because inside that book, there is a framework for you. And it's not just ideas or opinions, it's field-tested stuff. It's been field-tested for over a decade, and I know that many MSPs have used it. In fact, I know that Marcus Sheridan understands the MSP market based on my conversations with him a couple of years ago. Endless Customers shows you how to become the most trusted and recognized MSP in your marketplace. How? By harnessing the power of the right content, getting your website right, the right sales activities, the right technology, and having a culture of performance. And there are so many big ideas in this book, but they all come with instructions on how to implement them, how to make them happen and bake them into your business. I look at a lot of MSPs' websites and their overall marketing, and I'll be honest, the ones that excite me the most have used either this exact system or their own version of it. And you can see that those MSPs are so completely different from their competitors. You can see that the way they stand out. In fact, it almost makes me pity the MSPs that they are up against. And wouldn't you want to be that MSP? Wouldn't you want to be the one that other people look at and realize it's going to be very difficult to catch up to? So become that MSP before someone else gets there. It's not an overnight transformation, but it is a transformation of your entire business. And it starts with one book, Endless Customers. Please get it, read it, listen to it, get copies for your team, give it to your team to read. In fact, there's some suggestions inside the book about how you turn your entire MSP into an endless customers culture. This could be an insane differentiator and competitive advantage for your MSP.
Paul Green's MSP Marketing Edge.